Never accept the first offer. Many people don't know this, but the salary they put on your acceptance letter is often the lowest they're willing to pay you. Negotiating pay can be extremely important to getting closer to your desired salary, and is perfectly fine to do so. In fact, employers actually plan ahead of negotiation. So when you accept the first offer, you're just leaving money on the table. In this video, you will learn new tips and tricks for securing a better paying job. At the end of this video, I'll tell you how I finessed a $50,000 pay bump using my tactics. Most employers don't give you their highest offer straight away. They'll often give a new potential employee a lower offer to see if they take a lower salary. If you reject their offer, only then will they offer you the maximum compensation. But rejecting them isn't the only way to get the maximum number. Try looking at it from their perspective. Imagine this, you are selling your car online. Someone makes an offer for your car. They make an offer lower than the value of your car and to test the waters to see if they can buy your car cheaper than it's worth. This is usually not their final price. It will often be open to negotiation for a higher price. Job contract negotiation is the exact same thing. Many people fear they'll lose the job opportunities by negotiating for higher pay, but this is rarely the case. If you're the right person for the job, the hiring manager will usually try to strike a salary deal that you are both happy with. If there's no room for negotiation, they will just tell you that.
And remember, every time you choose no deal, 500,000 federal employees work another day without getting paid.
Cool story, bro. No deal.
There is no losing with negotiating for higher pay. You either get a higher offer or you take the current one. On the other hand, people might feel awkward asking for more money.
Woo! More money, more money!
Because they don't want to come off as greedy, especially if you're going to be working for said person. But rarely do recruiters actually work with you. It's most likely that you're going to have a different manager from the one that recruited you. They're also often so busy with recruiting they forget half the candidates they've interviewed. So chances are they won't remember a thing and it's all in your head. So how can you negotiate for a higher salary upon receiving an offer to secure the best pay? Let's start going through the best tips you can use. If you find this video useful at any point, consider liking and subscribing to support the channel. I'll also show up on your feed with more solid advice. Whenever an offer is made, take time to consider the offer to ensure the offer is right for you. Most employees aren't expecting an instant yes or no. Just ask them for time to consider the offer, but limit the consideration to a week max. Making them wait a bit too long will show lack of interest. Negotiating is good, but drawing it out is not. Drawing out negotiations will make you appear hard to work with, which sets a really bad early impression. Don't try for every last penny, just aim for a reasonable amount. If offers aren't going higher, take some time to think about it and either accept the salary or decline the position altogether. It all depends on context. If the recruiter is struggling to come up with higher numbers, they're probably at their limit. Ideally, you have multiple offers to leverage as well. You can use a number from one offer to negotiate it with the other offer and vice versa. You can also choose to only negotiate with one company and keep the other companies as backup options. Having multiple offers increases your perceived value. Employers start wanting to know you more, knowing that other companies are interested. It's good practice to tell them you are in final rounds in other interviews to create FOMO, to create that urgency for them to hire you faster. You should also make it seem like you're completely happy in your current job.
I'm really happy today.
Remember, your recruiter wants you just as much as you want the job. It costs them thousands in money and hours in time to get to this point. But how can you know if a salary is reasonable? You have to know the value of your experience. Do some research on the average salary of your position and similar positions in your location. Location can sometimes play a big part in salary. For example, salaries in big cities are usually going to be higher than salaries for the same position in a small town. Do this before going into a negotiation. You have resources like Glassdoor, Levels FYI, and Blind for financial data. All that's really left is to make a good case for yourself. Talk about your skills and qualification and make a case for why you deserve a higher salary.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Focus on what you provide to the workplace. Do you have something that other candidates don't? Set down an expected salary range. For example, if your goal is to make $200K, set the range to $190,000 to $230,000. It's in your best interest to make sure you're comfortable with the lower range. If they don't cough at your range, you probably asked for too little. With strong candidates, they'll often try to level with you, so asking for insanely high range isn't always going to be an instant rejection. During negotiations, avoid trying to build empathy with the recruiter. Many people bring up rent costs or support several dependents. This appears to an employer as looking for pity, which is often ineffective. They're hiring you to do a job, not for them to support all your financial needs.
Your compassion is a weakness your enemies will not share.
Most companies see you as an asset and nothing more, so sympathy usually won't result in a raise. It's a harsh reality, but making a good case for your skills, you can achieve a salary that you can work with. Make sure your offer is made in writing like a contract, so there is no room for confusion. You should state all of the important information like start date, salary, benefits, vacation days, and more. There is no reason for an employer to refuse to put their offer in writing. If they do, that's a red flag you should be wary of. When an employer refuses to hire through a contract, there's a good chance their intentions aren't good, possibly illegal. Finally, if you can't get a high enough salary for your experience, you need to know when to walk away and decline a position. This is pretty much the last resort. If you can't negotiate reasonable pay by this point that suits your skill set, you have no other choice.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
Not all employers offer reasonable pay, and it sucks. So sometimes there is no other option but to decline the job offer altogether and find somewhere else to apply. Best of luck. I hope you make millions and retire early. Watch this video next. Peace.